Welcome to Vitalify Unplugged. You're listening to your hosts, Gry and Steph.
In this podcast, we talk about everything health and well-being, science and technology, and ancient wisdom.
This is for the quirky humans navigating the messy middle, looking for the path to true vitality.
It's for the curious minds and tired bodies looking for clarity, energy, and inspiration that works your way. Hey, it's your friend Gry, AI and tech whisperer, speaker, author, coach, full throttle and talk energy bunny, chasing fun, fairness, and freedom.
And I'm Steph, holistic nurse, soulful scribbler, magnetic mama, dancing through midlife with truth, magic, and messy, wild-hearted freedom. So, Gry, before we jump in, tell me what's been happening with you this week or since our last episode.
Yeah, good thing. So last time
Speechless.
Speechless. No, I'm trying to decide on one thing, and that's very difficult for me, right? But last time we spoke about my book launch, which was pretty amazing. So following on from that,
Super amazing. Super amazing.
And talk, and that's continuing. And I guess for me, anybody who wants to have somebody come in and talk about unleashing hidden talent in their organizations or on the bigger stage, let me know. That's what I would love to know. But I wanted to share a little. I had a session with an amazing entrepreneur in the renewables industry because we're looking at creating an AI. This has nothing to do with my book. An AI engine, if you like, to simplify the processes of creating designs for the renewables industry. And this is a woman in her 30s, amazing. She is just so accomplished. And I think we match in energy. And so what we, and it has nothing to do with the topic today, but you asked. And as we were talking and hashing out and looking at what the different requirements are, what the problems we're solving and that sort of stuff, we're going. And I said, like, I will need to hire people to do the hands-on stuff. And I had this epiphany. I also have a femme-sourcing initiative. I just didn't, which is women-led tech teams, right? And I'm going, oh my gosh, I've got all these women who are struggling to find their way into or within tech. So we provide fractional talent within that. So we will use this project as one of these projects that we can get people involved with to learn and deliver disruptive technologies. Ooh, kind of related to screens, but not for skin. But
that's big, Gry. That's big.
It is.
And it's really big. Oh, well, I just first of all want to acknowledge that that's freaking cool. And I'm all for stepping into the divine femininity era because I recently have been thinking about how to harness the feminine energy to generate wealth, prosperity, health, and then like spreading that far and wide because I think not to wipe out anything to do with men or masculinity, none of that, not at all, but to interweave it in a way that we can be a really healthy ecosystem of flourishing and thriving humans with human consciousness that's evolving. So yay to you. That sounds amazing.
We could wipe up some of the toxic masculinity maybe.
Well, I think if we focus on the positive, maybe the toxic masculinity might just sort of float away and diminish and, be in the very small minority, perhaps. That we can hope.
I do have a story. I'll save that for another episode because it's kind of like not toxic, just angry men, angry middle-aged men.
I think that's a whole episode of its own, Gry.
Maybe that's season 2.
Season 2. Season
Sorry,
2.
so you were writing about my stuff. What happened in your life?
Actually, I've been working really, really hard on a um, a nervous reset for parents. So I'm building this program because I really have grown and seen with my own eyes and felt in my own body that when I'm calm and regulated, and when I see other parents who are calm and regulated, that ripple effect happens through their households, through their kids, and then that filters out into the play area. Um, and creates this, again, this feminine but balancing the masculine energy in ways. So I actually have been working on a little program in my magnetic mama world, and I'm hoping to get that out soon. And it's been a really powerful, transformative experience. As I wanted to mention, this podcasting with you, Gry, has been like a whole up level in my world. So I've just been reflecting on those things and trying to
Mm.
bring that energy into my work that I'm making for Magnetic Mama. So I'm just grateful. Thank you. And
You.
yeah, that's what I've been reflecting on and working on.
Just a full disclosure for everybody. Steph is the one that's doing all the editing and all the social media because I've been so busy with my book. I am trying to step up, but every time I see a post on social media, I go, "Oh, we have so much fun!" So this,
I know it's pretty basic, but I'm learning.
no, no,
It's
no,
imperfect. I'm
but
embracing the imperfections.
but
But
it's just great to have a partner in crime, if you like, and a
yeah.
I know some people think that's about crime, but doing something that you love to do with somebody that you align with and challenges you at the same time.
Yeah. Oh, you're
Well,
challenging. In the most beautiful way. Beautiful way. Beautiful way. No, I mean
yeah,
stretching
yeah.
me to new levels, which has all been what I've been reflecting on lately. So that's where I'm at. And thank you. Just want to say
No,
thank
thank
you.
you. Anyway, on to this episode. What are we
Yo,
talking?
well, today we are asking the question, when did your screen become your mirror? And when did the glow we crave start coming from pixels, not within?
So today we're diving into the skin tech connection, how blue light, inflammation, and nervous system overload can dull our radiance. I should be so white. I am. It's pale. I am. And then how to bring it back. Yeah.
Okay, so this is another thing I've been working on about when you express yourself in a way that you do take care of your body, you do take care of your skin. I've been reframing that it's not vanity. It's
Mm.
actually a form of vitality. And skincare can be equivalent to soul care. And I know that sounds a bit woo-woo, but let's
Yeah.
explore that a bit more and maybe talk about it, not as something like you're so up yourself because you use products or you take care of your skin or you wear Blu-ray glasses, whatever, like let's embrace that as a sense of self-love and um enhancing our vitality.
True, true. So your skin isn't just a pretty covering and it stops being pretty as you get a little bit older. So I'm stepping further and further away.
You
But
don't need to.
but it is our largest organ or your largest organ, and it's made up of. And I'm going to be going out on a limb here because I don't really know all this stuff. I've just got notes. It's made of epidermis, dermis, and hypodermis. It protects, regulates, senses, and connects. It
Yep.
also feels the
Yeah,
rhythm of your life.
totally. Yep. And the interesting thing that we're exploring cautiously because you know this is not necessarily either of our areas of expertise, but more a curiosity of what other people feel and experience and adapt into their world to counter this. And the talk around the blue light from the screens and those wavelengths being at a certain nanometer length, like it says here 400 to 500 nanometer wavelengths, and that particular wavelength is potentially penetrating all those different layers and creating oxidative stress and breaking down collagen and sparking pigmentation. So, with us all addicted to phones, and how much of that light is reflecting into our skin just as much as the sunlight, or whatever. So, and potentially sparking or speeding up aging.
And so I don't know. Look, I've got all these sunspot things, but maybe they come from the other kind of light. I don't know. I mean,
Yeah,
it's I like to think I'm 62 years young, but
you are, absolutely.
but if we start talking a little bit about the nervous system, I always think about the screen not just from the light perspective, but I also talk about it from the perspective of everything coming at you super, super fast.
Yeah,
That doesn't really
yeah,
impact your skin, but it does impact your nervous system, which probably then also um, affects your skin, if you like. But chronic screen exposure can mean constant stimulation, right?
yeah.
And so the brain gets jittery, cortisol spikes, and boom, the stress hormones disrupt skin repair, increase
Mm,
inflammation, and lead to breakouts and dullness, which
mm.
I think is kind of it's not just the blue light. I think it is everything
No,
that's coming at us all the
yeah,
time. So skin isn't just what comes onto it from here; it's what comes onto it from the
totally.
inside.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
My
And
visuals.
yeah, yeah, you need to watch it on YouTube to see them.
Yeah. So for those who are not watching it, I was just like kind of doing a
Volcanoing.
sun coming to my eyes and then energy coming from the inside.
And I guess it's just biology, right? Like, and it's potentially becoming a bit of a modern day epidemic, and not necessarily a personal attack or flaw on people who use screens constantly. It's just
No.
more of an observation of this is what's happening. And
What do you mean people
I
screens continuously? That's me.
Yeah, I know, me too. Well, I invested, and I've done a few things and this is going off a bit topic, but still related. Like, I've definitely um, sorted out some blue light sunnies glasses. I use them at different times um, when my eyes get tired, or if I'm going long periods of time. But also, I despite having gazillion tabs open, which can cause stress. But
No.
my algorithm. Oh, I
I'm,
know, I know. I haven't
I'm
done
gonna
your
go
Google
back
thing.
on that tab thing.
Okay, yeah. But my algorithms these days, I have tuned them up to be something that doesn't stress me, but gives me hope, feeds my intuition, or heal, like creates less cortisol inducing comparative type behaviors, and gives me that sense of inspiration and motivation, which then doesn't cause the stress and the angst and the aging that is kind of being suggested. So, and to top that off, sorry, I'm a very sensitive person. My skin has always been sensitive. And I know when I don't eat properly, when I don't sleep properly, when I'm super stressed and too much sugar, or my hormones, depends where I'm at in my cycle, my skin will just break. And it is usually an indicator to me that I need to tweak something, do something. And I have to just reflect on what I've been doing to get to this point and take baby
Mm,
steps to back out of it and get myself back on track.
mm.
And perfectionism is a big part of what used to cause me a lot of stress, which, is an undoing work in progress.
Yeah, and I guess if you're neurodivergent or in midlife, your skin might be your early warning system, sensitive, reactive, honest. Your skin, I mean, I've always had very, you know, part of my sensory system. I get, um, like itches and what are they called? Like welts and things really easily, but just from touching things on my skin, but I ignore it. It's like, my skin is telling me stuff, but I'm ignoring it. But don't do that. Do as not as we do. But yeah, listen to your skin. Make sure that you listen to those early warning signs.
Yeah, and that's kind of just what I was saying, like, and I know my hormones, my skin is very sensitive to my lifestyle, and
Mm.
it can be an indicator. You know, when we went to the US and I was in, we stayed a week in Anaheim where, what do you call it? Disney World and Disneyland
Oh
are,
yeah.
and I only ate the food around there for a whole week. It was like my body, and particularly through my skin,
Yeah.
it was like I turned into like this. My body just couldn't handle the chemicals in the food, and all the stimulation and
But
the noise.
this is all
My
the ultra
skin.
processed food that we're talking
Mm,
about. This is about
mm,
getting in balance. This is why
mm,
we both are on the omega-6 3
mm.
balance
Balancing.
scheme, which
Hmm.
which you can see about Zinzino in the notes. But it's really about understanding how bad our food has become since the 1960s,
Mm,
and that you need to. I mean, I do use some ultra some good tasting stuff in my food, but in general, I
mm,
try to make it from
mm.
that. But let's maybe swing
Sorry,
to the screens and
back to technology and its influence.
well,
Yeah.
not just that, but because I think these things are really important to look at. But let's get real because um
I guess what I'm trying to say is that I have been very aware of my skin being a messenger
yeah,
to my lifestyle. And I guess what we're exploring here is how being on screens, in front of screens, and constantly
yeah,
absorbing and interacting with
yeah.
this kind of tech can also be a contributing factor to your skin. And if it's playing up
Yes,
and
yeah.
having, yeah, it's something to explore and not rule out that could be impacting.
So but if we get a bit real here, so blue light filters, night mode, device curfews, they're not just tech tools, but um, they can be rituals for skin rhythm and nervous system peace.
So not all bad. Like you use what do you use? Your solitaire to calm your mind. So that's through screen and it's calming. So yeah, it's not to say it's all bad. It's
Mm,
just to be mindful of the interaction you're having and the relationship you develop with screens and how it
yeah.
might be impacting on your skin.
Yeah.
Natural light breaks, mirrored time instead of screen scrolls, a warm light, wind down instead of Netflix till you're numb may be helpful.
Well, I don't do this. So, like I said, do as we say, not as we do. But you could try an hour before, no screens, maybe a candle, a book, bath, or just breath. Actually, that sounds really nice. I don't really do
Mm.
that because my way of winding down isn't so much the solitaire, but actually watching some numbnut TV show like Selling Sunset.
Oh my God, don't even get me started.
But and my TV is
Love
quite
it.
far away, so I'm thinking I'm not getting too much Blu-rays from that. But your skin,
Maybe
your
you
sleep,
are.
yeah, your skin, your sleep, your serotonin, they will all thank you, right?
Do you remember, or were you ever told, when televisions, like 80s, right? Televisions were still old school and you had to get up and change the knob. And, you know, like you don't have a remote control or nothing. You had to get up and change the channel on the
Mhm.
knob. Do you
That's
remember
good
those
for your
times?
movement, isn't it?
Totally. But
Do I remember it? I'm like 20 years older than you. Yes, but
okay, but did your family say, because my grandma and grandpa were from farms, so they very rarely had TV or TV on. But then for some reason, my dad loved TV and he used to watch TV all the time. And so the TV was the centerpiece of our lounge room. But we were always told, don't watch the TV because you'll get square eyes. And I've thought about that so many times. But what I think in context to this conversation is the influence of what we were saying, like what you're seeing through the screen and how that affects your nervous
mm,
system
mm.
isn't going to give you square eyes, obviously, but maybe it is going to send stress signals or make you think that you're not enough, or comparative things,
Oh,
or
that's
it make you laugh. Do you know what I mean? Like,
usually things make me laugh, but you
yeah.
should have
Well, I
worn your
choose
square
things that make me
glasses
laugh.
for this. Actually, now you're talking
I
about that,
know.
but it just so in the 80s, I did not watch a lot of TV because I was a student in Manchester and we had a lot of fun without TV, right?
Yeah.
When I was younger, because there were no computers, so I don't think the TV by itself is that that bad, but there's all the other things that we've got now, the computers, the
Mm-mm.
things. But when I grew up, we only had one TV channel in Norway, and then there were two Swedish ones, and there was nothing on TV until children's TV at like 5:30 or 6 o'clock,
Yeah.
hardly. Yeah. And it was
Yeah.
only actually in the 80s when I came back to Norway. I had a friend who grew up in the US, and she would have the TV on for company.
Yeah.
That's weird.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
So it's just uh, I think it's the hygiene, if you like, that you grew up with as well.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
my parents were quite strict with it in terms of this is when we watch. So we had routines around it. Not that
Yeah.
really fits me, but you fit in with your parents, right?
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
But
And yeah, I I could go off on a tangent, but I won't. I'll reel it back in. But I
yeah,
would like I this actually, funnily enough, my husband's away, and he took the charger for our phone, and so I've been putting this whole week. I've had my phone not near. Usually, I have it near my bed, just not as something that I do before bed, but because it has my alarm on it,
okay.
and interestingly enough, I've been putting it out in the other room to charge it. And so I've been waking up differently, which
Mm,
is really fascinating because
mm,
then I get up and, like, because it's not there, I don't just silence my alarm, which I have been doing lately. And I had to get up, go get it because the alarm's still going, but it's over in the other room. So I'm like, oh, it's annoying. So I have to get up and turn it off. And then it's creating a different movement in the morning. So that's been an
yeah,
interesting
yeah.
thing that I think I will keep my phone out of my room at nighttime, even though I don't use it to scroll. I usually, because I do have quite
Yeah,
a
I
strict,
don't, I do not have the phone in my
not
hand.
at bedtime. Yeah.
No,
Not at bedtime.
and it's not
Yeah.
under my pillow because that would be really stupid,
No,
right?
it's over there.
So
Yeah.
it's and it's
On
face
my
down
bedside
so that
table.
there is no
Yeah.
light coming out of it and that sort of stuff. So I think these are things that we just need to be conscious about. Maybe I should have it in a different room, but then I have this thing, and that has probably got some.
Well, so that's the thing. I don't even wear a watch at the moment. I have
Yeah.
beautiful watches and I don't wear any. I don't, I'm sort of trying to, there's something about, being tuned into nature to some extent, but not so much that I'm not using technology. But
Mm,
yeah, so that last week's routine has been an interesting transition. And so skin isn't separate from our ecosystem. I've got great skin at the moment. Not only is that, I think, from Zinzino, I do have some hormonal pimples popping up, but they're, telling me my cycle's coming. Sorry for the overshare. But I do think that
Look, cycles.
yes, but it's not like, for me, I know what that is and that signals to me. So my skin has been really good since I have been on these omegas for the last year,
But
and I have felt a different, and I've actually been using their
skincare, you said.
serum. for the
Yeah,
last
yeah.
I've had it for about 3 months because I ran out of other face products and I had some and I started using it and because my face is so sensitive to products, it's been quite amazing in the sense of
I didn't
keeping
even
it
realize
healthy.
it. I have products that I've loved for years, so I've always kept using them.
Mm,
I think it's really important to not skip um sacred rituals. This is more kind of your woo-woo,
me.
isn't it? Sacred. But like I do use oils. I actually sometimes use cooking oil on my skin, like as in
Oh,
olive oil or coconut oil. And I find coconut.
why?
Why?
To do what? For the hydration?
Yeah, I've got very
Huh.
very dry skin.
Mm.
So yeah, no pimples, no nothing. But even doing like a sort of facial massage or putting your hands on there. Like I have a very, very simple routine. I never used to do any skincare or any face care. I
Really? Because you've got great
no,
skin.
no, and I go in the sun and, if I take my glasses off, you'd say a red nose. But anyway, um, but it's very simple. I just use so this is one of my isogenic products. It's just a foam and then a tonic and then a I think that's what I do. And then
Mm.
when I'm coming on here with Steph and I know she's going to put on makeup, I have to put on makeup too, but you can't really see it on me. Anyway, what we need to do for our skin is really give it some love and not
Yeah.
criticize it and things. And I know, at my age, I kind of go, oh, stupid wrinkles. One of my friends is going to have like they got droopy eyelids, so they're going to get them done. I know a few people, and I'm going,
Mm.
ooh,
Mm.
maybe I need an eye lift too. Anyway,
Ooh.
my
Never say
aunt had,
never.
this is totally unrelated. My auntie had because she did have very droopy eyelids like that, and our
Mm.
whole family does. And she says she always thought that it was overcast because her eyelids were so.
Until she got her eyelids lifted. Oh.
It's so fun. This is like in her late 70s or something like that. Like, and it was a health issue. It was a vision issue. She couldn't really see, but it's kind of funny.
Oh my
Anyway,
gosh.
nothing to do with skin, or maybe it
Skin.
does because skin
May
gets less
well,
flexible.
losing its elasticity.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it does. It does. So
Yeah.
anyway,
So
yeah.
I guess when I started working with my skin, when I started realizing my skin wasn't my enemy, it sort of all came good. Like I used to stress about it because I actually had acne as a kid
Mm,
and had to go on the pill. So, skin's all I've been very sensitive about skin emotionally and my appearance as well.
mm.
And I go red really easily. So when I
And
started
it makes
working with
me
my
look really pale. It's not funny.
I know I'm really red. I have to tone it down. So, like that's understanding what is stimulating your skin health
Mm,
and acknowledging that how much screen and not just what the screen light emits, what you're feeding it through the
yeah, yeah.
screen is
Right.
how that could be affecting your skin. Yeah. Yeah,
Mm,
yeah, yeah.
yeah.
So,
Um, but I guess you don't really need another serum or another skincare thing if you've got something that works. But you know, um, we've both found our different ones. But you need softness and you need boundaries and rituals that remind your body it's safe. And I think
yeah,
that's really important. It's kind of like everything. I hate using the term everything in moderation, but you know, um,
middle path,
yeah,
give
like
and take.
the messy middle. No, it's like,
Yeah,
just
yeah.
give and take. Be kind to yourself. Use, um, do things with intention, but don't beat yourself up if you don't do it right. According to whom?
Yeah.
Be
Yeah.
yourself. Be you.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah,
Full
yeah.
throttle and talk.
And I
Name of
and I
my
think
book.
that
Sorry.
yeah. Well, I think that comes with listening to your body and particularly your skin, and then acknowledging what micro shift today can you apply in your daily ritual routine,
Mm,
nourishment, movement, screen time, whatever. Can you set a tech boundary? Can you
mm.
start taking some oils or something to work from the inside out? Can you just look at yourself in the mirror and say, you look beautiful today, even if you don't believe it? And
No,
that's the
that's you need.
nervous system calming, and then your body responds to that type of thing. Yeah.
But I think it's important on that note of, you look beautiful today, because if you, there's a lot of evidence around, if you smile, if you pretend to smile, you'll actually eventually smile,
Yeah.
you know?
Really.
So,
Yeah.
so just by lifting the sides of your mouth up, that makes you happier.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah. Yeah.
generally a happy person, but
You
on the
are.
tech side of things, I think also that it's important to not just set limits and boundaries, but also go, where can tech help me, right?
Yeah.
Because you were born to glow, not for others, but for yourself. So what can you use in your world to kind of get that glow out there?
Mm. Yeah. And I guess the question we'll pose out to the audience is, what's your current relationship with your skin? And do you see any connection to the screens that you're using, that you're looking through? And what would feel nourishing for you right now
Mm,
to adjust accordingly? Is that
mm,
the right kind of question? Is that the right thing to say? Or what can you do now to adjust it in a way, take one of those micro steps
mm,
to listen, acknowledge, and recognize, and then rewire by micro stepping through what works for you and helps your skin glow.
mm. And we'd love you to share your comments, what's come up for you, thoughts you have, any tips that you've got, and let us know if you'd like to feature on our season 2, because that's coming up in the new year. We've only got two.
Yes.
Oh, one more after this, I think.
Yes. Yes. One more. One more
Uh,
to go.
and our next one, I think, is about your data and your DNA, and
I am so
how that
excited.
your beauty isn't filtered; it's felt. Let's glow from the inside up.
I'm in. Thanks, Gry. Thanks for joining us on Vitalify Unplugged. If this episode sparked something in you, share it with a friend. Hit follow or subscribe. And don't forget, we love hearing from you. So send us a message and tell us what's lighting you up. See you in the next episode.